What do you think about living in one of the most modernized countries in the world, but choosing a life without phones, cars, or electricity? That's the reality for nearly 300,000 Amish people in states like Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and New York. Their lives are guided by traditions passed down through generations, with strict and little-known rules, especially for women. Join me as we uncover the 20 strange rules Amish women must follow, from their clothing to their education: no haircuts, no schooling beyond the 8th grade, no sex education. Are these customs a tribute to tradition, or do they bind Amish women to a life without choice? Let's explore these mysterious rules that shape and restrict the lives of Amish women. In Amish communities, traditions dictate a strict way of life, especially for women. Rooted in biblical teachings, Amish women are taught to respect their husbands as heads of the household, a role that's central to maintaining family order. They devote much of their lives to family care, handling cooking, cleaning, sewing, and child rearing. Major decisions usually involve their husbands, reinforcing this dynamic even before marriage. A unique example is the bundling ritual, where unmarried couples spend the night fully clothed and separated by a board to foster emotional connection within strict limits. Submission plays a key role here, believed to reduce conflicts and allow women to focus on family obligations. For the Amish, this hierarchy fosters harmony, ensuring every family member's role is clear and minimizing disputes. Have you ever noticed how the Amish dress in ways that stand out, even in today's world of fast fashion? For instance, did you know that Amish clothing, especially for women, doesn't include buttons? Instead, they rely on hooks and eyes or straight pins to fasten their garments. Why this choice? It's more than a simple tradition. It has deep cultural meaning. Buttons for the Amish represent decoration, which can lead to feelings of pride, something they believe pulls one away from humility and community. Amish clothing isn't just about modesty. Practicality and durability play huge roles in these choices too. Using ties instead of buttons, for example, makes clothing easier to repair and replace, which is crucial for families that often rely on limited resources. This practice not only fits their lifestyle, but also aligns with their commitment to simplicity and functionality. But what other surprising rules shape Amish women's lives beyond their clothing? And could their views on modesty extend even further than we might imagine? Stay tuned. In Amish communities, weddings are celebrated on Tuesdays or Thursdays with the entire community present. But unlike most couples, Amish newlyweds don't go on a honeymoon. Instead, they enter a period called broadside, meaning bride time, where they spend several nights to a few weeks with the bride's family or close relatives. During broadside, they dive into daily tasks like cooking and cleaning, fully participating in the family's daily life. This isn't just tradition, it's a way for the couple to bond with in-laws, practice managing a household together, and embrace the shared responsibilities of marriage from day one. For the Amish, this time is essential, reinforcing community values and teamwork. So why does this matter? The Amish see marriage as a commitment not just to each other but to family and community. Through broadside, newlyweds learn vital lessons in cooperation and resilience. Could there be wisdom in this practice for all of us? How does a commitment to community shape the journey of marriage? Before we continue, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Following, we will talk about the fascinating world of the Amish bonnet, or muirtrum. This simple piece of fabric is far more than a fashion accessory. It's a powerful symbol of identity and faith for Amish women. The bonnet, made from plain, unadorned fabric, plays a crucial role in an Amish woman's life. It represents modesty, humility, and respect, reflecting the belief that inner qualities are far more significant than outward appearances. In the Amish faith, women's hair is seen as their crowning glory, and covering it is a way to honor this sacred belief, as mentioned in the Bible. But the bonnet isn't just about religious symbolism, it also serves as a silent communicator. The style, color, and way it's tied can convey a woman's marital status, social position, and even her specific religious affiliation. This intricate system of non-verbal communication is a cornerstone of Amish culture. Moreover, the bonnet has practical uses. It shields women from the harsh elements like sun, wind, and rain, especially when they are working outdoors. This functionality underscores the Amish commitment to simplicity and practicality in daily life. What are your thoughts on the Amish bonnet as a symbol of faith and identity? Do you think such a simple piece of clothing can truly communicate so much about a person? Let us know in the comments below. For Amish women, choosing a wedding dress is a unique tradition, far removed from mainstream bridal norms. Instead of white gowns, Amish brides choose shades of blue or indigo. Why these colors? Blue and indigo are seen as symbols of purity, faithfulness, and an eternal connection to heaven, values that align with the Amish principles of modesty and humility. Unlike store-bought dresses, Amish wedding gowns are often handmade by the brides themselves. Simple, ankle length, and designed without embellishment, these dresses serve more than just the wedding day. Many Amish women repurpose their wedding dresses for church services and other significant events throughout life, even choosing to be laid to rest in them as a final symbol of commitment to family and faith. This tradition also avoids white, a color associated with vanity and pride, which doesn't align with Amish beliefs. Instead, the chosen colors and simplicity reflect a practical yet deeply meaningful approach to marriage and community values. In the Amish community, traditions set a clear division between men's and women's roles. Although highly valued, Amish women are excluded from formal church leadership positions like bishops, preachers, or deacons. This exclusion is rooted in the belief that God ordains men to lead in these roles, reinforcing the community's patriarchal structure. However, Amish women play vital roles beyond the church. While they may not lead congregations, they are respected as decision-makers within their households, serving as homemakers, caregivers, and spiritual guides for their families. Interestingly, this influence varies among different Amish communities. Some follow strict traditional roles, while others are more flexible, reflecting the diversity within Amish society. As modern society brings new influences, some Amish groups face internal debates over women's roles, leading to small but significant changes across communities. Each Amish sect balances these shifts differently, choosing how to adapt while preserving their traditions. But what happens when these traditional roles are challenged from within? Next, we'll uncover how shifting values in some Amish communities are sparking surprising debates over women's roles. Breaking the rules in the Amish community comes with serious consequences, often far more impactful than we might expect in other communities. Why is that? In this society, any breach of conduct can bring about serious consequences, with the most severe outcome involving a form of social separation. For example, what happens if someone refuses to follow the religious principles that the Amish consider foundational, or disregard the strict ordinances that govern everything from daily activities to worship practices? Such actions are not taken lightly. Instead, they are seen as fundamental betrayals of the community's core values. Even behaviors that disrupt the group's harmony, such as openly challenging community norms, can trigger this ultimate measure. For an Amish woman, the implications of excommunication are profound. It's not merely a formal separation, it splits a person from the fabric of their social world. In many cases, even close family members are urged to limit contact with the excommunicated person. This form of social serves as a powerful deterrent, reminding every member, especially the women, of the deep consequences tied to their actions. But what does this mean for the identity of Amish women who navigate their lives within these tightly knit communities? Their commitment to their faith and community values remains unwavering, even in the face of such strict consequences. For them, the needs of the community often outweigh individual preferences, reinforcing a collective identity that shapes everything from their daily routines to how they handle conflict. Did you know that Amish women don't wear makeup or use cosmetics? This fascinating practice is deeply rooted in their religious beliefs and the core values of the Amish community. They believe that true beauty shines from within and doesn't need any enhancement. Using makeup is seen as covering up the natural beauty bestowed by God, which goes against their beliefs. They have long emphasized living a simple life, steering clear of the modern world's temptations. Makeup and pricey jewelry? That's considered extravagant and just doesn't fit with their plain way of life. Instead of focusing on appearance, Amish women channel their energy into hard work, diligence, and community spirit. Even without makeup, they can showcase their individuality through their traditional clothing and unique hairstyles. Different Amish groups have specific rules about how women should dress and style their hair, adding a layer of diversity within the community. Through their distinctive dress and hairstyles, Amish women proudly express their heritage and identity, standing out without the need for cosmetics. This commitment to simplicity and inner beauty is truly inspiring. But if makeup and jewelry are off the table, what other strict rules define an Amish woman's daily life? And could there be even more surprising traditions that shape how they express themselves? Stay tuned. Did you know that Amish children attend one-room schoolhouses and receive basic education only until the 8th grade? Once they complete this stage, their paths diverge based on gender roles. For the boys, it's all about apprenticeships and practical skills, preparing them for various trades and responsibilities within the community. On the other hand, girls typically end their formal education after 8th grade to focus on family skills and community responsibilities. Interestingly, women can become teachers after completing their 8th grade education, but they must step down once they get married. For most Amish women, household duties become their primary focus after finishing school. This approach mirrors the traditional Amish values, where women are highly esteemed for nurturing the family and upholding community values. The community places a strong emphasis on family life, and it's common for Amish families to have numerous children. In fact, having 5 or more children is the norm. The Amish hold the belief that family size is guided by God's plan, which is why it's common to see families with many children. Parents take full responsibility for raising and educating their children, instilling in them the values and skills needed to thrive within their community. It's a lifestyle deeply rooted in tradition and faith. In the Amish community, dating isn't what most of us might expect. Instead of private one-on-one outings, Amish youth take part in group courtship events under family supervision. This is meant to ensure that relationships develop in a focused and modest way. Courtship within the Amish can span months or even years, giving the couple time to assess their readiness for marriage. When they do decide to marry, the ceremony itself is a simple affair, attended by family and the larger Amish community, keeping the focus on shared values rather than material display. In Amish society, gender roles are clearly defined. Men are traditionally the breadwinners and primary decision-makers, while women focus on homemaking, childcare, and housekeeping. Yet, despite these roles, Amish women aren't without influence. They hold a voice within the family and play an essential role in the community's success. Did you know Amish women also have the right to own property and engage in certain economic activities? However, they face limits in terms of career options and educational pursuits. How does this balance between tradition and individual contribution shape the Amish way of life? Could these defined roles be a source of strength for the community, or do they present more challenges? Share your thoughts below. For Amish women, hair is much more than just a part of their body. It stands as a profound symbol of beauty, femininity, and religious devotion. According to the Bible, a woman's long hair is her glory, representing her dedication to God. This belief is so deeply ingrained that cutting one's hair is viewed as a defiant act against God's will and a breach of the community's moral code. Hair is regarded as a sacred gift from God that should be cherished and protected. Women typically keep their hair long and natural, refraining from using any dyes or perms. They often style it in a neat bun or braid at the nape of their neck. When they leave the house, it is customary to cover their hair with a head covering. The most common coverings are white caps or bonnets, which symbolize simplicity and modesty. Today, the majority of Amish women continue to uphold this tradition, maintaining their long hair as a powerful symbol of their faith and community identity. Another surprising facet of Amish life is the approach to education, especially in how they handle topics related to personal development and the stages of life. Unlike mainstream schools, Amish classrooms avoid detailed discussions on these subjects, guided by values centered on modesty, the sanctity of marriage, and a desire to shield young minds from outside influences. But how do Amish youth learn about these essential aspects of growing up? In Amish schools, students receive a basic understanding of biology, but certain topics remain largely unaddressed. Adolescents grow up without formal lessons on physical changes or the beginnings of family life. Instead, knowledge is shared informally. Teens might learn from one another or observe the natural cycles on family farms, drawing parallels to human life. Full understanding often comes later, within the context of marriage and family. This unique approach to education leaves many wondering, how does it shape their perspective on family roles and relationships as they step into adulthood? The Amish community is known for its strict restriction of modern technology, especially electrical and electronic devices. This rule stems from the belief that over-reliance on technology can lead to negative consequences. They avoid material temptations and the allure of glamorous, expensive electronic devices and online entertainment. These practices contradict their core values. Instead, the Amish prioritize nurturing their spiritual life and spending quality time with family and community. Social media and other forms of media are seen as distractions from these core values. As a result, the Amish community minimizes the use of modern technology, primarily relying on natural energy sources such as wind, water, and mechanical power for their daily activities. Interestingly, some exceptions exist where Amish families use simple machinery to support their agricultural or artisanal work. They also accept using necessary medical devices to protect health. One of the stark contrasts between Amish life and the modern world lies in their choice to live without electricity. This decision isn't just practical, it's rooted in the belief that electricity represents unnecessary luxury, which conflicts with their commitment to a simple, nature-centered life. But what limitations does this impose on their daily routines? Without electric power, the Amish forgo common conveniences like radios, televisions, computers, and even electric lights. Instead, they rely on lanterns, oil lamps, and candles for lighting, use wood stoves for cooking, and travel by horse-drawn carriages. Yet, there are some intriguing exceptions to this rule. For example, certain Amish families use gas or diesel generators for essential needs like milking machines or refrigeration units, which are necessary for agricultural work or preserving food. Additionally, some communities allow electricity for business purposes, such as lighting stores or powering production machinery, but electricity within homes remains strictly restricted. Unlike the majority who opt for welcoming the baby at the hospital, Amish women embrace welcoming the baby at home, seeing it as an opportunity for community bonding and a closer connection to God. Choosing to welcome the baby at home allows Amish women to avoid the impersonal environment of modern hospitals and maintain their privacy. Welcoming the baby at home is deeply embedded in Amish culture, where an experienced midwife, often a respected member of their community, plays a crucial role in assisting the mother throughout the birthing process. In the year 2024, approximately 90% of Amish women continue to choose to welcome the baby at home. This preference is not just about maintaining tradition, but also about the comfort and familiarity of being in one's own home, surrounded by loved ones. The atmosphere during an Amish welcoming of the baby is quiet. In stark contrast to the often clinical setting of a hospital, Amish's welcoming of the baby is imbued with a sense of communal solidarity. Pain medication is rarely used, relying instead on their inner strength and the unwavering support of their community. In Amish villages, children's toys look quite different from those found in mainstream stores. Rather than flashy, trendy items, Amish kids play with simple, rustic toys that reflect their traditional lifestyle. Have you ever wondered what messages these toys carry? Often handmade and dressed in Amish-style clothing, these toys include miniatures of horse-drawn carts and even small replicas of farm produce like vegetables, symbols of the agricultural life central to Amish communities. One striking feature of these toys is that they have no facial features. This isn't just a stylistic choice, it carries a deeper meaning. By giving children faceless toys, Amish parents teach that outward appearance holds no real value in the eyes of God. This emphasis on inner worth aligns closely with Amish values, where personal images, whether in paintings, photographs, or social media, are avoided altogether. Instead, the Amish rely on storytelling and shared memories to preserve their history and values, passing down traditions without the use of visual records. But if toys have such a symbolic meaning, what other everyday items carry hidden lessons in Amish life? And could their unique approach to self-expression reveal even deeper beliefs about identity and community? Stay tuned. In the Amish world, photographs are more than just pictures, they are symbols tied to core beliefs. For both men and women, being photographed is something they generally avoid, stemming from deeply held values rooted in humility and tradition. Why is such resistance to something so commonplace? According to Amish beliefs, posing for a photo is viewed as a display of excessive pride, a direct contradiction to their emphasis on humility and modesty in all aspects of life. This practice, followed most closely by traditional Amish communities, serves as a way to focus on faith and community rather than individual image. However, there are subtle nuances in how this rule is observed. Some Amish members might be comfortable with candid photos where faces are not easily identifiable, perhaps during everyday activities like working on the farm or attending community events. These candid shots are valued because they capture authentic moments of Amish life without intentionally losing or drawing attention to oneself. But the issue goes deeper than the photograph itself. It's the act of posing that's viewed as inappropriate. So with photography being such a rare occurrence, you might wonder, how else do Amish women preserve memories and express themselves in a world without photos? Rumspringa is one of the most fascinating customs within the Amish community, giving a rare glimpse into the cultural practices that shape their way of life. Originating from Pennsylvania Dutch, the term Rumspringa translates to running around or wild journey. This period, beginning at the age of 16, grants Amish teenagers a unique opportunity: the freedom to explore the outside world, free from the usual constraints of Amish rules and customs. During Rumspringa, young Amish men and women can wear non-traditional clothing, experiment with technology, and explore behaviors generally forbidden in Amish life. But what does this mean for their future choices? It's a defining experience, allowing them to decide whether they want to fully commit to the Amish way of life or venture out into the modern world. Remarkably, this period is unstructured. There are no set rules or time limits, making it a deeply personal journey for each individual. In this openness, outcomes vary significantly. Studies indicate that around 90% of Amish teenagers eventually return to their communities, recommitting to Amish traditions and participating in church activities. But for the remaining 10%, life takes a new direction. Take, for instance, Kate Stoltz, a participant in the show Breaking Amish. After her Rumspringa, she chose to leave and now lives a modern life as a model, designer, and television personality in New York. The experiences of Rumspringa remain largely private, respected within Amish circles, and seldom discussed openly. Would you expect such a high return rate, or does this custom hold an even deeper significance within the Amish way of life? Share your thoughts. In Amish communities, women contribute significantly to their family's income through activities like crafting, farming, or running small businesses. But here's something many people don't know: the income Amish women earn is considered entirely their own. This unique financial independence is a fascinating contrast to the community's otherwise traditional gender roles, where husbands are generally seen as the primary providers. Have you ever wondered why the Amish uphold this tradition so strongly? Rooted in their religious beliefs and cultural history, this financial structure underscores simplicity and mutual support. Amish women frequently participate in cottage industries, mastering skills like quilting, baking, and creating handmade goods, which are deeply valued in their society. By keeping their earnings separate, Amish culture reinforces the male responsibility as the primary breadwinner, while allowing women a notable level of autonomy. This empowers them to make financial decisions for their personal needs without overstepping their husband's role. Interestingly, even when a family faces financial hardship and the husband's income may not suffice, the wife can step in to support the family. Yet, the money she earns remains hers, preserving these long-held cultural values. Livestock farming holds a crucial place in the lives of Amish families, offering not only a source of food and income but also reinforcing core values of self-reliance, teamwork, and community connection. But what makes their approach so unique? One tradition that stands out is the iconic Amish barn raising, a powerful display of unity and collective strength. When an Amish family needs a new barn, the entire community rallies to complete the structure in just one day. Each member, regardless of age or skill, has a specific role. Some lift the wooden beams, others assemble the frame, while others reinforce the roof. Remarkably, they use traditional tools, relying on their physical strength and skilled hands to get the job done without any modern machinery. Can you imagine an entire barn built by hand, completed from start to finish in a single day? Yet this barn raising is more than just building a structure, it's a community celebration. As they work side by side, the Amish strengthen their bonds, supporting one another in ways that go beyond words. When the barn stands complete, they gather for a hearty meal, a time to relax, share stories, and reflect on what they've accomplished together. This final meal isn't just about nourishment, it's a moment of deep connection and shared pride, honoring a successful collaboration. As we wrap up this journey through the unique and sometimes surprising rules Amish women live by, it's clear that these customs go far beyond what we might initially assume. Each rule reflects a lifestyle shaped by faith, tradition, and a deeply rooted sense of community, one that values simplicity and resilience in a rapidly changing world. But what do these rules say about the strength and adaptability of Amish women? Despite the restrictions, Amish women find ways to contribute meaningfully, balancing community expectations with personal resilience and skill. These practices may seem unusual to outsiders, but they form the foundation of a lifestyle that has endured for centuries. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.